So this recording technically had a false start because as I was about to get into this, I realized that I am an idiot and I had never copied the footage over from the iPhone that I'm using for continuity camera, the 13 Pro Max. I didn't copy over that to the computer, and I'd have to interrupt continuity camera for that to work, so oops. Either way, welcome to late night editing for the Gadgets channel, at least. I have a video that I need to edit for the Gadgets channel, and this is kind of something I wanted to start doing. I prefer to live stream it, but the problem is I don't really have good internet. See, the issue is I have attempted to stream in the past, but every time I do, it literally takes out the entire internet at the rest of the house. What I mean by that is basically any other device, if they want to do anything as simple as a Google search, it can't happen if I'm live streaming. The only device that can do Google searches while I'm streaming is the device that I am using to stream, like the MacBook. That's it. Otherwise, every other device loses its ability to access the internet, basically. And I'm not the only one who needs the internet this late at night. My dad also works from home, and he needs an internet connection to the server at work. And as a result, I can't interrupt that. Understandably so. I don't want to interrupt that. So he's working late at night. I'm working late at night, except for a different thing. So yeah, I can't stream. I'd love to one day, but I just don't have the internet that would allow me to do it. But this will do. So yeah, nice and dark. Getting the late night vibes. It's currently 10:47 according to my desktop. So yeah, we got some work cut out for us because I realized I have about 22 minutes of footage I need to edit through, and it usually takes me about an hour to slice through 20 minutes of footage. I have no idea how long that's going to take me, but I'll stop wasting time right now and I guess we'll get to it. So let me bring up my display with Final Cut. And there we go. Final Cut is now on display. We're going to create a project. And I need to think of a title for this one. This is about my iPhone XS Max. So, let's see. Hmm. Nah, let's not title it that. Make it through 2025. There, that's a good title. Asks the question up front. All right, and it's in 4K, 60 frames per second. All right, let's create our timeline. And now I need my footage. So here's our A-roll clip, along with I have an additional skit. Wait, what's this? Oh, stop. Oh, yep, I don't want to lose my window now. I'll add you into here as well, because I know we're going to need this clip. All right, and at this point, we begin our color correction phase. So let's go up here. I'm surprised that this actually has color this time, but I don't know if that's night shift screwing with me, so let's just do my usual. I turn the temperature down 1,000 degrees, change you to 1.4, and there we go. Nice burst of color. I just like to have the colors pop a little more. And for the most part, I only find myself usually doing this with the 13 Pro Max when I film with that. I haven't really needed too much with the XS Max. I don't know if it's just Apple changed the color science or what, but yeah, I don't know. So alright, let's add this on top. We'll get the skit edited first. I've realized I haven't done a skit in a while. What's up with that? Alright, nicer colors. Okay. So, zoom in, give myself some waveforms. Okay. Turn the audio up to 6 maybe? Alright, it's time to make another one of these videos. Tired of this stupid argument. You complain I'm using outdated tech? Dude, do you have any idea how outdated your argument? Alright, yep. That should work, okay. Alright, it's time to make another one of these videos. So, there's that. I'll bring you over this way. Okay. You're still using... Alright, I'll turn you up. Maybe not as loud because I think I'm closer to the camera. Wait, you're still using that old piece of trash? Yes. Alright, so I'm going to have an overlap. Yep. Okay, so let me see. Alright, it's time to make another one of these videos. Wait, you're... Oh. Wait. Let's cut you off just a little more. Videos. Wait, you're still using that old piece of trash? Jimmy, please. Piece of trash? Piece of trash? Jimmy. So the reason why I do this is to create a little more natural of a conversation. I'm using outdated... Okay, so let's mute you. Still using that old piece of trash? Jimmy, please. I'm so sick and tired of this stupid argument. I don't want too much overlap, but I need enough to at least make the conversation feel natural. So I'll mute you. Looks like I screwed up here. I've told you time and time again that it doesn't make sense that you're a tech enthusiast
and yet you're not using the latest and greatest piece of tech.
Okay, yep, that's the good take. So, cut you here. Bring you back in.
Tired of this stupid argument.
I've told you time and time again that it doesn't make sense that you're a tech enthusiast and yet you're not using the latest and greatest piece
You
of
complain
tech.
I'm
Okay, so I don't want that overlap there. So we'll split you there.
The latest and greatest piece of tech.
You complain I
So let's see.
You complain I'm
of tech.
You complain I'm using
Greatest piece of tech.
You complain
Right there. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to mute these clips because I can hear my space heater in the background and it doesn't sound particularly good.
Make another one of these videos.
Wait, you're still using that old piece of trash?
Oh, Jimmy, please. I'm so sick and tired of this stupid argument.
I've told you time and time again that it doesn't make sense that you're a tech enthusiast and yet you're not using the latest and greatest piece of tech.
You complain I'm using outdated tech? Dude, do you have any idea how outdated your argument is?
All right, so I need this quite instantaneous, so I need to cut that right there. So let's see.
Any idea how outdated your argument is? Yeah, how outdated your argument is.
You did not go there.
Right, mute this track.
Well, I just did. And you...
Oh, okay. And I better be careful to delete that section, otherwise I'll end up deleting the whole clip.
Go there.
Well, I just did.
All right, so now I'm just going to insert whatever's left in here. I think this is where I needed a second take.
Wrong.
Well, guess what? Considering how freaking predictable you are, let me guess what this video is going to be about. Ooh, I love this old and outdated device so much.
Yep, that's where the second take begins. Okay. Oops. Select the clip. There. All right.
Forever.
Okay.
Forever.
And you are 100% incorrect.
This is where I interrupt myself again.
Correct.
That's right. That's right.
Incorrect.
That's right. Wait. What?
All right, mute that. Move you over here so I don't accidentally delete you.
What?
I'm saying you're wrong.
insert you here.
Saying you're wrong.
How?
Okay.
How?
And that's why these videos are never as short as I'd like them to be. Let's begin.
All right, and that is where the intro goes. So let's mute you here. I created a brand new library with brand new files that stores all of my intros in one neat and tidy place. So now I just gotta make sure I position this right, and boom! And it even includes the sound effects. So I'm actually curious, what happens if I enter this? Oh, yeah, it changes it into
Let's
an effect.
begin.
Bing.
This device has made it a long way, actually.
All right, so now, yeah, I'll mess with the rest of that. I just wanted to get that cleaned up and cut up, so. Now we go into a slicing and dicing mode, where I do everything in my power to cut out all of the individual nonsense silence. And this is what takes me the most amount of time. Why am I not using my wrist rest for my mouse? Because I have that option. And I'm not particularly the speediest in this, like Drew. Well, yes, this is a very similar style to Talos of Tech. I get that comment a lot. Albeit, he is a heck of a lot faster at this than I am. I'm not entirely sure if it's just because he has a 144 hertz monitor. At least I think it's 144 hertz. If I recall, it was 1440p. And I know Drew is like the biggest sucker for high refresh rate, despite not even being a gamer. Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like high refresh rates too. And I will say it does help smoothen your experience and, I don't know, I suppose make it more predictable to see where your mouse is going to end up. Or see how far the timeline is scrolling, because on my end at least, this is like 30 frames per second. And it's just because of a limitation of my dock. I know these monitors are capable of 60. It's just my dock setup doesn't seem to support two 4K monitors at 60 Hz at the same time, which I'm not particularly pleased about. Because 30 Hz is rather jittery. But when your internet is as bad as mine, generally it doesn't make a difference when you actually watch the YouTube videos, because it's not frequent that YouTube videos will load in 60 Hz or 60 FPS. I need to get a new mat, because apparently my carpet is so freaking soft that the feet of my chair keep cracking through my carpet mat. I have one of those plastic liners that allows the force that the wheels would typically cause on a carpet. It's supposed to help evenly distribute it, so that way you don't leave indents in your carpeting. Problem is, those plastic liners keep cracking on me. I think it's because my carpet is too freaking soft. That, and it doesn't really help that I get such massive temperature swings. So, as a result, rolling around my chair is unfortunately not the easiest task for me. I'm only how far in? 7 minutes? Actually, it's not that bad. 7 minutes, not terrible. Problem is, I have how many minutes of footage left? Well, it's only just under 20 minutes total. Well, that's because I've already went through the skit and cut some of it down. I have a feeling I'm making a bunch of weird noises in this section right here, but I'll edit through that later. And I do know there is a section in here where I just ramble at the very end, constantly repeating myself, and it's because I didn't really have a good idea as of how I wanted to end the video. Never really know how I should end videos. Just trying to find an actual good way to I don't know, tie things up. I never feel like I know how to tie things up. And oftentimes I end up just repeating myself a ton. And it gets old and it gets annoying super quickly. So let's see. We are at the 10-minute mark already. Really? That's unusual. So we're about halfway through my footage. I don't typically ever edit this fast. You know how Marquez always complains just how much he really hates the Magic Mouse? I really don't get his argument. It legit makes no sense to me. I feel like he has to be holding the mouse wrong for it to be so uncomfortable for him. And I'm not using a wrist rest because the Magic Mouse makes my hand feel uncomfortable or anything. Actually, quite the opposite. Magic Mouse is, if you're holding it right, which apparently most people don't know how to do, if you're holding it right, it's not actually that uncomfortable to hold. It's not as unergonomic as people might lead you to believe. The problem is a lot of people want to rest their whole palm on the entire mouse, but that's not how you hold it. And most people think you need your palm to rest on the entire mouse because that's how most computer mice have worked for a very long time. But with the trackpad as good as this and the way you use it, resting your palm on it is just not the way you're supposed to use it. So if anything, um, my arm is what's uncomfortable. It's not my hand that's uncomfortable, it's my arm. And it's not because of the mouse itself. If I were using any other computer mouse, my arm would still be this uncomfortable. It's just because the height of my chair. Has it sunk over time? Let me see. I'm sure I can raise it up more. No, that's as high as it goes? Oh, it doesn't feel that high. Oh well. But yeah, I'd like to have my arm on the armrest. Okay, where am I at? 13 minutes. If anything, this wrist rest is actually making it harder to hold my mouse. Yeah, I find it odd how so many YouTubers will complain so much about ergonomics. I mean, I get they're important, but I don't know. What's ergonomic for one may not necessarily be ergonomic for another. Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I used to be a PC guy. I grew up on Windows XP and Windows 7. In fact, that's my family still has the Windows 7 tower, and that's like the family computer still. So again, I've grown up using PCs, and that means I grew up using most commonly Logitech mice, because I really don't know any other PC in the home or any work setting in general. It seems like if you have a desktop PC, you have a Logitech mouse of some sort. So yeah, I grew up using that style of mouse. And the truth be told, I didn't learn that the Magic Mouse was even a thing until, believe it or not, 2018. Many years after the Magic Mouse was released. And I've never owned an iMac that came with the Magic Mouse in the box. I have an iMac, but it's from 2009, and unfortunately, the original mouse that came with it, one, I think it's the Mighty Mouse, and the wireless one too, because if I recall, my grandmother, the previous owner of my iMac, she had the wireless version of the Apple Mighty Mouse. I never quite figured out how to use that mouse. It was a bit weird. One of these days I want to get the wireless Mighty Mouse just to get the period correct mouse for my iMac. And if I recall, these last 3 minutes should be where I'm just rambling the same thing over and over again. And it's purely because I do not know how to wrap things up. I have always been bad at wrapping videos up. Surprised this slicing is going by as fast as it is. Have I gotten quicker at this? Because I don't feel like it. Let's see. Where are we at? Minute 18? So I basically have 1.5 minutes to edit or slice through. Then we get to go through the fun part of deleting the silence gaps. By now I bet my keyboard's fallen asleep. Because it goes to sleep after 5 minutes of inactivity, which is the most annoying thing in the world because oftentimes you will go longer than 5 minutes of not typing anything. And then when you tap something, it doesn't immediately type anything because it went to sleep. So then it has to reconnect. And only then can you start typing. Oops, that's a bit too close. Yep, you see, I needed to use the keyboard to... Oops. Oh, I spend too much time in Windows land recently. Because I keep going for what I think is supposed to be Control-Z, when the command is actually Command-Z, and that button is right next to the space bar. See, I'm spending too much time on my XPS, and I need to get back to the Mac and back to editing videos on it. I don't edit videos on the PC, it's been a while since I've had an editing session. And I'm on the PC every day, basically, because of my job. Oh, look, there's the end. And boom. Alright, let's bring that back. Might as well put you here while we're at it, and then add my transition out. Mute you.
Signing out.
There we go. Ah, stupid eczema. Makes my hands itch like crazy. It's got a gap here. Alright, now we get to delete all the silence that I just isolated. What time is it? 11:17? So yeah, we're close to about a half an hour. Must have passed that time quick. So half an hour to edit, about 20 minutes of silence out. That's dice through 20 minutes worth of footage, so that's not bad. Come here. Sometimes the snap feature gets annoying because it wants to isolate the corners. Now let me try turning that snapping off, see if that helps me out. Nope, I'm still grabbing the corners. I did it again. And again. What the heck? Goodbye, silence. Okay. Typically, I'd have another YouTube video in the background playing. I don't know. It's just to keep myself a little entertained, but I get so annoyed when I finish deleting all this stuff out and it comes time to actually edit my A-roll and add B-roll on top of it. So we're halfway through deleting the silence. How much have I cut out so far? About 2 minutes worth? That's not bad. Just get the video as short as possible because nobody likes watching a long video anymore, unfortunately. Thank you, TikTok, for ruining quite literally everybody's attention span. I really hated that app. And probably a controversial take on my part. I don't know. I wanted TikTok to get banned so badly. I hate the app with a passion. It's not good for humanity. It really isn't. And I'm not particularly a fan that Trump's trying to unban it for, oh, well, I guess it's violating free speech, the freedom of speech and such, which look, I don't want to censor speech, but my problem is TikTok has so many problems outside of all of this. Like, they've come up with the dumbest challenges that like, for example, one of them was to set yourself on fire. And if you didn't do this, then you wouldn't get views. You wouldn't make it through the TikTok algorithm and people just wouldn't want to watch your stuff. So you want to be watched? Well, then I guess today's TikTok challenge to be promoted is you need to set yourself on fire. Just why? The absolute stupidity. And then the community on TikTok is like, they're just awful. They're just trying to tell you to do so many horrible things to yourself. And look, I get it. Well, freedom of speech does also protect negative forms like that, but I don't know. Part of me has to wonder, is there a point where we should draw a line? Because TikTok has been walking it so many times, and I hate that they get away with all the BS that they've gotten away with. And unfortunately, people like me end up having to suffer because of it. TikTok has shortened people's attention spans, and now I have to suffer for that because I do not do well in short form content. I have tried it before, but most of the time it brings in these horrible, toxic people that have nothing better to do other than bring you down. I don't need these kinds of people. I don't. And because of these people, I can't get short form content to work well at all. And so I've completely abandoned it and do what I do better, long form content like this. The problem is people's attention spans have been so shortened that now the content that I excel at isn't in demand anymore. And it frustrates me to no end. Because it doesn't help that I do have a lot to say, and this content works for me very well, and I've built up a nice community, but TikTok has indirectly been working against me. And I've tried to compete with it, but I just can't. So, alright, that's enough of that. So we've cut out 3 minutes of silence from the looks of it. And I leave the silence bits in the skits for a reason. It's because it's actually key and kind of crucial. So, alright, at this point now it's time to add music. So let me bring up my music tab. Music elements. This is a gadgets video. We'll use zigzag. Change you to music. Alright. And we also have to turn you down by 25 decibels. Alright. So let's see, we'll start you off with the Ken Burns. Not a reverse one, come on. I hate that it does this for the starting clip and then it works its way to a better
All
spot.
right, it's time to make another one of these videos.
Wait,
you're still using that old piece of trash?
Jimmy, please. I'm so sick and tired of this stupid argument.
Alright, now let's add one for here. And I'll bring you to zoom in on quote-unquote Jimmy.
Tired of this stupid argument.
I've told you time and time again that it doesn't make sense that you're a tech enthusiast and yet you're not using the latest and greatest piece of tech.
You complain I'm using outdated tech? Dude, do you have any idea how outdated your argument is?
Alright, let's zoom in on this clip. Just like that.
Outdated your argument is.
You did not go there.
Well, I just...
Oh, I need to turn my snap back on. You know, I'm going to add a dramatic effect simply by... Where is it? Riven. I'm looking for Riven. Right there. Okay.
Your argument is.
You did not go there.
Well,
Just to add a little dramatic effect.
idea how outdated your argument is.
You did.
You know, let me add some visual elements to that. Oh, geez. Remind me what I used. Is it in color? Tint? I think it's tint. Maybe? It works. It works.
Any idea how outdated your argument is?
You did not go there.
Well, I just did.
Well, guess what? Considering how freaking predictable you are, let me guess what this video is going to be about. Ooh, I love this old.
Let me see. I need another music track. I don't get the lesson. Which is so Jimmy. That's not the right shortcut. That is. So let's turn you down to 15. I want you to tab
Gonna be
louder.
about. Ooh, I love.
Alright. I'll do another Ken Burns. ones here.
Guess what this video is going to be about? Ooh!
You know what? Let's cut out this silence bit right there.
Let me guess what this video is going to be about. Ooh, I love this old and outdated device so much that I'm just going to use it forever.
And
I don't know. Do I want to keep it there? I'm not sure.
And you are 100% incorrect.
That's right. I fit.
Oh, I gotta do one of those, like, record stop sound effects. Man, I haven't done these skits in a while. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. What is it called? Record scratch. I think that's it. Yep, that's it.
That's right. I fit.
Nope, too late.
I fit. Wait. What?
I'm saying.
That's right. I fit. Wait. What?
I'm saying.
Okay, so let's turn you down just a bit because the music's not that loud.
That's right. I fit. Wait. What?
I'm saying.
Okay. Do I punch in or do I not? Nah, I punch in. It's too easy to do it on this guy. Sometimes I don't know if I'm overusing Ken Burns or not. Just, I don't know.
100% incorrect.
That's right. I fit. Wait. What?
I'm saying you're wrong.
Okay. Okay, let's put you here. Turn you to 100.
How?
And that's why these videos are never as short as I'd like them to be. Let's begin.
Or do I want it here? I don't know. Let me see. Let me see if I want it here or not.
Begin.
Okay, no, that's too awkward of a transition out, so let me adjust that appropriately.
Let's begin.
That's better. Alright, so let's watch this skit over again and see how well it works.
Alright, it's time to make another one of these videos.
Wait. You're still using that old piece of trash?
Jimmy, please. I'm so sick and tired of this stupid argument.
I've told you time and time again that it doesn't make sense that you're a tech enthusiast and yet you're not using the latest and greatest piece of tech.
You complain I'm using outdated tech? Dude, do you have any idea how outdated your argument is?
You did not go there.
Well, I just did.
Well, guess what? Considering how freaking predictable you are, let me guess what this video is going to be about. Ooh, I love this old and outdated device so much that I'm just going to use it forever.
And you are 100% incorrect.
That's right. I fit. Wait, what?
I'm saying you're wrong.
How?
And that's why these videos are never as short as I'd like them to be. Let's begin. This device has made it a long way, actually. Despite that, I bought...
Yeah, so the Jimmy character I have is supposed to be a guy who literally cannot handle being wrong. He's so egocentric that basically Jimmy is supposed to be my ego. I'm pretending I have a big ego or something, and Yeah, I claim to be a tech enthusiast. Yeah, I'm using an older piece of tech. And again, I I love it when new pieces of tech come out, but it's just being a tech enthusiast right now is a pain because my god, are they putting out like the worst pieces of trash out there and trying to call it innovation. It's so bad. But anywho, yep, back to editing this video because that's what's most important.
This device has made it a long way, actually. Despite that, I bought it in June 2020, right? Think so. Oh, yeah. 20. Yeah, the 11 Pro series was out. So yeah, June of 2020 was when I bought this. The video.
Let me see. Function, just a touch. Am I starting to lose weight? Because I think I'm looking a tad better than I used to. I can't tell.
Yeah, the 11 Pro series was out. So yeah, June of 2020 was when I bought this. The videos on the original channel. Yeah, I've been using this for quite a long time, and just.
So let's actually bring that up. So let's bring up OBS so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So let's see, is it 2? Yep, it's 2. Oops, my camera disappeared. There it is. All right. Oh yeah, don't mind this right here. This is technically fake news. I've recorded a video of Apple Intelligence, and to make my skit for that video, I needed Siri to say something, and so I'm going to show this image and have Siri read it in the video. So that's why I have this right here. But yeah, it's technically a fake article summarized by. Well, it's technically an article that's summarized by Apple Intelligence, and it actually is misleading. The summary is what's misleading. So, all right. Anywho, we don't need that. What we need is YouTube. Let's go to. Oh wait, this is the original channel it's on. So I need to scroll down here all the way to this channel right here. Wow. Some of these videos are so old. Look at me, I'm so thin. I've gained so much weight, jeez. Alright, let's see. We're gonna have to scroll way down here to my earlier videos, and here is me unboxing my phone. So now we'll use my super cool screenshot tool, and I need to, oh shoot, nope, it disappeared. Okay, screw that. So let me see, I need to, well, first bring back Final Cut for you, so let me pull that up. Alright, there's Final Cut. Now let's see, desktop, because that's where it went. Why is it displaying in this view? I've never told it to display in this view. Okay, there we go. So screenshot. I come into here. Oh, the fans are on. Interesting. All right. Let me see. I want to see some OBS stuff real quick. Been live for almost an hour, jeez. CPU. Happens if I open activity monitor. Let's see. Where is it? Ah. I hardly use activity monitor because I never need to. So let's see, CPU. Does it show me temps? Well, CPU is kind of loaded. GPU percentage. Final Cut is using 46% in OBS, so yeah, I'm using it. Yeah, the fans are actually going on my laptop. Huh. That is interesting. Kind of wish it would show me temperatures though. Oh well. Let's close out of that. And oh, did it hide my thing again? There's my face. Sorry, I didn't realize it was disappearing. Apparently, for some reason, it seems offset from. If I have this display showing, then it mutes my face cam on the other monitor, and then when I switch it, yeah, it's weird. All right, so let's see, Command Tab. Oh, activity monitor's not closed. Let's close that. All right, now that's closed, and now we can go back to Final Cut. All right, let's see.
I've been using this for quite a long time, and despite that, I almost convinced myself to upgrade to the iPhone.
I'll pull up the iPhone 13 Pro Max screenshot as well. I'm not going to switch back and forth between monitors because that's going to be a hassle for me, so I'll just show you what the screenshots look like. The problem is, in order to switch monitors quickly like that, I need to have OBS open. And I can't really have it open while messing with this stuff all the time. I need to get like a Stream Deck or something that no matter what, if I push this button, then it switches displays, because right now all I have is my keyboard. So let's see. It's gonna pop up. No, it's not. Surprised though that the 2024 version of this video is actually one of my most popular videos. It's not the most popular, but it's one of them. Alright, here's the unboxing video. My gosh, I had such a bad hair day that day. I'll show you what I mean real quick. Okay. There we go. Yep. Oh, hey, get back here. See? I had a really bad hair day that day, and it was just because it was so humid, and when it gets humid, my hair actually curls. It's something fierce. So yeah, I had a really bad hair day that day.
The iPhone 13 Pro Max and completely Pro Max.
So I had a screw up there.
13 Pro Max and completely switched to that altogether. I ended up going back to this after about 6 months because I just wasn't.
Actually, no, I want to drag that here. And I need to pull up another video. Close you out. And where's my I switched back? I switched back. Clear. Screenshot taken.
I ended up going back to this after about 6 months because I just wasn't satisfied with what the 13 Pro Max had, and I just don't.
And now we'll finally cut back to me.
Max had, and I just don't believe Apple has come out with a device that can actually top the functionality of this. And as a result, I continue to use this year over year. These videos have been popular for me at least, so that's why I'm making another. Popular for me at least. That's why I'm making another one. Or is it just because I made an awesome skit for the last one? Yeah, I could.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's put a replay of the skit of the last one in here. So I need to go to the archive. And the unfortunate thing is because this is a hard drive, it's going to take some time to load and such. So yeah, in case you didn't know, I have an Apple Airport time capsule. It's basically Apple's Wi-Fi router with a hard drive in it. And as a result, I have some pretty cool stuff. So I have some personal videos in here that you guys are never going to see because it's, well, personal stuff that, or there's some copyright music. I've made some videos and such. So yeah, you're not allowed to see that. But let me see. We have all sorts. This is the entire library of gadgets content in this folder. So, right, what did I call it? From 13 Pro Max. Using? Is it using? USB-C. Nope, that's not it. What the heck did I title the video? Because I titled it the exact same thing as what's on the file. Yes, so it's a Y. Okay, that's the first. Yep, yes, I'm still using the XS Max in 2024. Okay. So we're going to import you into here. There it is, yep. It's going to take its time to do so. Man, this skit was awesome. This skit was so awesome. I'll include it, why not?
Alpha? Yes.
I need to cut this out. Alright, let's see, 5, nope, 5, and we'll change you to black and white. Because this is an older video, if you want to see it in color, then go watch the original video.
Alpha? Yes, Jimmy? I am really beginning to worry about you.
Oh, needs time to buffer, because again, I'm importing it from a hard drive, so it's going to take some time. Did my mouse just freeze? Nope, it's just at the top of the screen. Okay. This video was awesome. Well, the skit in particular. The skit was the best. This skit had to have been my best work ever. And yeah, it's going to increase the length of this video, but I mean, who cares? It's funny. It's awesome. Okay.
Another character. Let's begin!
Alright, we don't need this part.
Character.
Yeah, I can delete that part too. Alright. Oh. Oh, it's still displaying that whole thing in color, that's why. Okay, so here's the start of it. Okay, let's see. What is it doing? It's rendering. Oops. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Oh, really? Gosh, that's annoying. do it. Thank you. Alright, so... And this is just because it has to import it from the hard drive. So it takes some time to get everything fully rendered and such. But once it's done, then we shouldn't lose, or we shouldn't be dropping frames. I don't like to recall old videos like that. Like, if I want to reference one, then I'll typically pull up the thumbnail so that way you guys can see what the video looks like and you can watch it, but I try not to pull from the original video file as much as possible because, again, it takes forever to get it off of the server. So 60%, we're almost 2/3 of the way through. I'm still so confused how the Gadgets channel is doing so well. Really, 418 views? Oh wait, no, this is not the right video that I'm looking at. I'm kind of curious, what are my most popular videos looking like? So, let me see. Popular videos, of course the XPS is still there. I don't understand how that got more views than my MacBook Pro, but okay. The iMac wireless upgrade. My 2011 MacBook Pro somehow has more views than my 2021. The M1 Pro. Windows 11 rant. Jeez. That's awesome. And then Tennis Max in 2024. 6.2 thousand views. Are you guys insane? And the Mac Mini also did stupidly well as well. Unboxing my 1080p monitors. CarPlay? That did well? Vision Pro video did well for the wrong reasons. Magic Mouse 2 also did well for who knows why. Windows 10 rant. And then finally the iPad Air replacing that. Jeez, how did that do so well? I am so confused. Oh, but it looks like it's done rendering, so alright, let's watch it. Uh-oh, Final Cut's having issues.
Alpha?
Yes, Jimmy?
I am really beginning to worry about you.
What's concerning you? My weight trend?
No, not that.
My obsession with Bluey?
Why do you even watch that baby show?
Because it's not just for child entertainment, it's so much more than that.
As stupid as that is, no, but I'm gonna have to add that to the list.
Again,
Oh,
Jimmy's supposed
I
to
know
be
what it
ego
is. It's my
obsessed.
mental health and finances.
Yes, spot on.
So, what about my mental health and finances is bothering you?
I just thought I could, I don't know, help you get back into making content for the network. And so what I did was I found a therapist here who also happens to know a lot about money. I certainly do. Hi, I'm Bob, and I'll be your therapist today.
Oh, okay.
So, Alpha, I hear that you've been dealing with depression.
Who isn't nowadays?
Tell me about it. What would you say the source of this depression is coming from?
Mostly the internet and the underperformance of my videos.
I thought so, but worry not, because I am about to turn your smile upside down.
Are you sure you don't mean turn your frown upside down?
Englishing is hard. Anyways, the solution to this problem is by removing those things from your life.
Tell me something I don't know.
Basically, all you need to do is to quit using your current iPhone and buy an iPhone 15 Pro Max.
Come again?
I'm just going to leave you guys to your session.
All of your stuff is on your iPhone XS Max, so if you buy the latest iPhone, then you won't have any of those things on your phone anymore.
But wouldn't I just be able to wait a minute, Jimmy?
Is somebody come?
Jimmy, what's with the sweatshirt around your head?
Who's this handsome Jimmy you speak of? No, I'm Timmy.
Don't play stupid with me. Did you hire this idiot off of the street to try to convince me to stop using my XS Max?
Wow, that's something Jimmy would totally do. Ow! What was that for?
There is nothing wrong with using an older phone.
But it's old and obsolete. Nobody gives a shit about that thing anymore. It doesn't even have 120 hertz.
There are many more people that don't have that feature and don't care. You don't need to hire an unlicensed therapist to tell you that.
Hey, you don't know if I'm unlicensed or not.
You are just a character I am acting out for a completely separate recording on this skit.
That's not true.
Damn it, he's right.
You make no sense. You claim to be a tech enthusiast looking forward to the future, but all you do is make videos about using a phone from over 5 years ago, a MacBook with M1 Pro instead of M1 Max, and you're not even excited about the advancements in AI and iPads?
Well, maybe if you just let me end this skit, I can probably explain to you why I use this old phone even to this day.
Fine, you're just so annoying.
Alright. I am so glad he's just another character.
Yeah, I couldn't come up with as great of a skit idea for this year, but that's because I'm a bit pressed for time and, well, I got a lot of...
Yeah, dude, that skit was so
I got
good.
a lot of things that I need to talk about with this device here. So, how has it held up for basically 2024 and ever since I got it? Well, finish still looks absolutely perfect.
I'll punch in just a bit.
Other than a slight scuff mark here, the cameras are still amazing to the point where I can shoot video with this and nobody will have any idea that it came from a device that is 6+ years old at this point. Yes, this thing came out in 2018 and it is currently 2025, so it is at least...
Do I have any footage on that I can showcase? Let me see. I should showcase a video from it. What's this? Nope, that's not important. I mean, that was the most recent video I took of the Hummer EV. What's this? Nope. Come on, I gotta have some good videos on here. The problem is I took so many in night settings and, well, that's not particularly useful. That's a work video I can't share. That's another video I can't share. Wow, I need to film more with this device or something. Still can't share. Oh! iPad Air B-roll. Nobody would suspect that was filmed on this device. Yeah, let's do that. Actually, you know, I already have the file downloaded. So, yep, it was canceled. Precisely. Alright, let's see. Tab. Let's go to downloads. Oops. Is it here or? No, I'd probably find it in 2024. That's not I. is so not helpful. Alright, I need to clean this folder up at some point. So, I am... Oop, what? Stop it! Stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay, where's the video? It's right here. There's 1, 2, where's the... Is that missing? I could have swore I share it. Or did I move that to the B-roll folder? No, I don't see it. XPS, CI, a lot of, no, it's none of these. So I didn't share it. But I did have my MacBook. Yeah, this is... Let's see. People not recognize this?
6+ years old at this point. Yes, this thing came out in 2018, and it is currently 20.
Why does that look so grainy though? That's not typical of that camera. Wait. These were shot on the XS Max. Because, yeah, I didn't have my 13 Pro Max with me. Right. So, yeah, these are XS Max videos. Okay. Alright, so let's add some text elements. Text, basic. All right. On iPhone XS Max. To change some details about you. Such as, first up, 1, we need an outline, change you to white, and I do this to make sure that this is readable. Oh, not 60 point, I want 6 point. Okay. Oh, 6 point. Change the font to this. I think that needs to be bolded. Let me see, is there a bold selection here? Let's see, size, yada yada yada. Regular, bold, and I think they changed this in some update on
6
Final Cut. So let's see.
from a device that is 6+ years old at this point. Yes, this thing came out in 2018 and it is currently 2025. So it is at least 6 years old, and
Wow. Yeah, there's a reason why I typically do not like to pull files from my server. It just slows things down a lot.
so it is at least 6 years old, and let's just say nothing about this device really shows that it's aged that much, other than some obvious factors that, given enough time, yeah, it becomes used and you can tell it's used. Factors being
Come here.
tell it's used. Factors being like the battery life. The battery life on this is almost barely acceptable. Now, at least in my lifestyle, I am typically plugging this thing in and out of chargers and such. Like in my
Oh, I missed a spot.
Like in my car, I use Apple CarPlay, but it's not wireless CarPlay. So I am always plugging this in so I can use Apple CarPlay in my car, and it's getting charged when I do. So yeah, obviously it's plugged in during that.
Another breath. Why are these sneaking their way in there? Get out of there.
So yeah, obviously it's plugged in during that time. And then my general work environment and such, I always typically have a charger near me. I typically put this thing on the 5-watt stand charger right next to my desk, and so it's always.
Get a video of that real quick. I may not be able to use my 13 Pro Max to record this, but I have another device in mind. Let's see, camera. Finally putting this iPad's camera to use. Let's see, 4K. Share to the Mac. So my question is it going to be square or is it going to be, well, not square, but like, what's the aspect ratio going to be? I hope it's 16:9. Because it would be stupid if it wasn't. Okay, that's transferred. Let's go back to downloads. Up top. And yep, it is currently Monday now. Yay! Wow, that light did a lot better than I thought.
I typically put this thing on the 5-watt stand charger right.
Let's see. Not terrible low light performance.
I typically put this thing on the 5-watt stand charger right next to my desk, and so it's always charging there. Not fast, but as I'm always near a charger, I don't need it to be particularly fast, so it works.
You know what, let's extend this out to here. And is there any way I can stabilize this? I think there is. There's enhanced audio, but I don't want audio. Alright then, let's see. What do we have for options? Stabilization. Okay, I thought I could. And again, this is really going to piss off my computer. So let's see. How long does it take? Oh, it's stabilized already?
Charger near me. I typically put this thing on the 5-watt stand charger right next to my desk, and so it's always charging there. Not fast, but again, because I'm always near a charger, I don't need it to be particularly fast, so it works.
There we go. Perfect.
I typically put this thing on the 5-watt stand charger right next to my desk, and so it's always charging there. Not fast, but again, because I'm always near a charger, I don't need it to be particularly fast, so it works just fine for me. Though, if I do happen to find myself away from an outlet for a long period of time, I do often cut it close in this thing, and it has gotten to the point where, let me check the actual battery health for you nerds that want to know. Let's see, settings. Battery health and charging. As of right now.
Okay, and yeah, let me take the screenshot of that. Okay, share. Go, done. Delete. Let's move you to the side. Surprised there's no like frame snapping or anything of that nature. So if that's the case, then let me zoom this. Oh, there is frame snapping. So Command Z, Command Z. Oh. Oops, I need to activate this again. What? You're still not frame snapping? Why? Okay, let's try that. See, does it work?
As of right now, it is currently at 77% state of health, almost 75% of its original capacity, which, yeah, it kind of feels that way, to be honest.
Alright.
As of right now, it is currently at 77% state of health, almost 75% of its original capacity, which, yeah, it kind of feels that way, to be honest. And I'm sure that it's actually less than that because, well, let's be real, I don't actually use my phone as much as I used to, and again, I'm cutting it close quite often. I do, however, have a message this time that is stating it is recommended that.
Alright, let me.
It is recommended that.
I'll paste you here.
And again, I'm cutting it close quite often. I do, however, have a message this time that is stating it is recommended that you service this battery. And throughout last year, actually, on my trip to North Carolina, I did visit an Apple store where I initially intended to get the battery replaced. However, due to the Apple Store employee stating that, oh, they don't really have full confidence that they'll be able to do the repair correctly, which is an immediate
I'm gonna put another dramatic effect there. Right there, yep. Oop. Nope. Yep. Insert you right here.
correctly, which is an immediate red flag. I ended up just correctly, which is an immediate
Yeah, I gotta add another one of those filters. Where's the tint? Okay.
able to do the repair correctly, which is an immediate red flag. I ended up just calling it off, and despite that,
should I just turn you to red? Let's do that. Let's turn you to red, because again, it's a red flag, right? Yeah, let's do that. So red flag. Let me see. Intensity. Oh, let's get you here. Very intense. Yep. There we go.
Is an immediate red flag. I ended up just calling it off, and despite that, I guess their policy is if they do it incorrectly, they basically give me a brand new one of these, exact same color, exact same storage, with a brand new battery for free, because that's their policy.
Let me add some B-roll just to change the visuals up again. Just some B-roll of this.
With a brand new battery for free, because calling it off, and despite that, I guess their policy calling it off, and despite that, I guess their policy is if they do it incorrectly, they basically give me a brand new one of these, exact same color, exact same storage, with a brand new battery for free, because that's their policy, I guess. Well, okay, well, it'd be the same cost of the repair for the battery, but still, if they screw it up, supposedly
Another stumble. I stumbled a lot in this video.
Still, if they screw it up, supposedly they do their due diligence to get this replaced. The issue is, if I did it at that particular store and that event happens, I then would have to go pick up the new device at that exact store. And the problem is, I live in Michigan.
So, good thing that I have two screens here and I've only got one recording. So let me see, let me pull up my maps. Ah, no. That's bad. Okay, so it wanted to pull it up there. That's not what I wanted it to do. So, let me see. I have to go into location and turn it off because I do not need anyone to know where I live. Where the heck is it? Privacy, location, maps, turned off. Okay. So let's try this again. Oh, now it opens on the correct monitor. Oh. Wait a second, it initially didn't open up near my house in the first place. Huh. Yeah. That's not even where I live. Okay. So I guess I'm saved. Alright, let me see. Zoom out. I'm going to... I just want a decent image of Michigan. Nope, zoom in a touch. Oh, stop. Why are you so sensitive on the zoom? Oh, but I still see a dot with my house right there. I don't want that to show. Nope. Let me see. Can I hide you for now? No. No, I can't. Okay, then looks like we'll just have to use a standard image of... Yeah, I'll have to use a standard image of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, because that's not going
to work. Okay. Let's quit maps. Alright, let's pull up our handy dandy Google tab here. UP Michigan. Actually, I have a better idea. Let me see what happens if I search directions from a town near me to that Apple store. Charlotte. Oh, 1L. South Park, that's the one I did. Does it remove the dot near my house? It does. Good. Why is it... oh, right. Yeah, that's because I-40's closed, so I can't go through that way. Right. I keep forgetting that I-40's closed. So... okay. So there, yep. Yep, the dot indicating where my house is gone, so now you can't figure out exactly where I am. And I've mentioned basically the general town where I'm at enough to the point where, well, it's like the biggest city, but I don't live in the biggest city. I live outside of it. So where my house is shouldn't be revealed. Okay, now I need to add my cool little Aurora background, because why not?
Problem is, I live in Michigan, more particularly Michigan's Upper Peninsula, which is about 1,000 miles away from Charlotte, North Carolina. And because, nope, they can't mail it to me, I can't have it, that's not an option, I guess. When the device...
Oh, another breath made its way in. Yeah, that's a problem. That's why I couldn't do this option, because just look at the map. That's how far I'd have to drive to do this.
I live in Michigan, more particularly Michigan's Upper Peninsula, which is about 1,000 miles away from Charlotte, North Carolina. And because, nope, they can't mail it to me, I can't have it, that's not an option, I guess. When the device was supposedly in, because they'd have to special order, it's not like they keep these devices in stock, I'd have to travel another 1,000 miles all the way back to North Carolina just to pick up a new...
And I don't have that kind of time, because traveling like that takes me at least 4 days.
New device, and this is if the battery repair goes wrong. And again, judging by the sound of the confidence level of the Apple Store employees, immediate red flag. So unfortunately, I had to bail on the...
I'll do that trick again. Oops, Command 5. Yep, colorize. And we'll turn the intensity here to max. Maybe I'll punch in here. Yep.
Immediate red flag. So unfortunately, I had to bail on the battery replacement option there. Now, in theory, I could send this to Apple themselves and they do the replacement there, and if something goes wrong, then they just mail me back a new device altogether. Though I'm not entirely certain how they'd handle data and such, because
well, that's a thing. And in the meantime, I could fall back on the iPhone 13 Pro Max.
And now we bring up B-roll of that. Let me see. B-roll of the 13 Pro Max.
And in the meantime, I could fall back on the iPhone 13 Pro Max while it's in repair. It's a hassle that I really don't want to deal with. I just wanted to be in the store, have it done right then and there, and be out. But unfortunately, again, I just wanted to deal with. I just wanted to be in the store, have it done right then and there, and be out. But unfortunately, again, these Apple Store employees were so not confident in their ability to repair the device. That's how we're still at 77% battery health, and that's how I'm still on the original.
Do I still have that on my clipboard? Yes, I do.
That's how we're still at 77% battery health, and that's how I'm still on the original battery of the device. So, yeah, I'm still working.
How far into this am I? Only halfway.
So,
Jeez.
yeah, I'm still working with an old battery. I'm not particularly pleased about that. I might potentially do something this year. I might not, because again, I have other plans for this device that do not involve me continuing using it, actually, because I guess it's time we finally get into the rest of the device. Yes, while the camera holds up very nicely and the battery life is, well, still barely manageable for me, my issue is actually iOS. And no, I'm not switching to Android. Do not get excited, Android fans.
Yes, do not get excited for that.
I am not switching to Android. The problem is the way that Apple has been optimizing iOS for a device like this. And, well, in part, it's just iOS 18 in general is buggy as heck. But they've bloated it so much to the point where it's actually slowing this thing down. And I am starting to notice a lot of frame drops to the very consistently. And just in general, the performance of this device, it's just showing its age now to the point where I actually have been slowed down a couple of times. Despite that this thing claims to be in peak performance mode, I guarantee you it's not. To be in peak despite
I say that because, I mean, look right here. It doesn't feel that way anymore.
times, despite that this thing claims to be in peak performance mode, I guarantee you it's not. I've never seen. Yeah, it's not. I've never seen it drop as many frames as it does during its smooth animations. And again, honestly, I don't think it's actually a hardware problem. I think it's a software problem. But because Apple is now insisting that you have to have the
and we gotta find another image of Apple BS. Apple Intelligence. What a disappointment in every single way. Back to downloads. How much is it going to crop in? I don't think too much. Just perfect. Just the right amount.
Software problem, but because Apple is now insisting that you have to have their AI BS on their devices, this unfortunately means that I am stuck with having to deal with it, and obviously it is going to cause a problem. And so, yeah, this is kind of what I'm stuck with dealing with. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And while the rumors are
I don't like how jittery that is.
And so, yeah, this is kind of what I'm stuck with. And while the rumors are suggesting that this device is supposed to get iOS 19, they're saying that all iOS devices that support iOS 18 will get iOS 19. I'm not going to hold my breath to that because, at least from what I know, the average lifespan in terms of software support on Apple's devices is 6 years old. Some devices have gotten more, like the iPhone 6s, for example. Some devices have gotten
iPhone 6 6S. Let me find a decent shot of that. Not particularly high-res images, are they? There's a good shot. That's a great shot. And it's in the form of a JPEG. Nice.
The iPhone 10. Some devices have gotten more, like the iPhone 6S. Some devices.
Now, iPhone 10. Just give me an image of like an iPhone 10 on a table or something. iPhone 10 on a table. Do we have anything? That's a 10S. Not really. Oh, are you my winner? You are my winner. Okay. Where'd you disappear to? Right here. Et voila.
Devices have gotten more, like the iPhone 6S. Some devices have gotten less, like the iPhone 10. That was capped at. That was capped at about 5 years, actually. And as a result,
Oh. Did I say 7 years?
for example, some devices have gotten less, like the
Oh, nope.
years old. Some devices have gotten software support on Apple's devices is 6 years old. Some devices have gotten more, like the iPhone 6S. Some devices have gotten less, like the iPhone 10. That was capped at about 5 years, actually. And as a result, I am now at the average life. I am at the average support cycle for a device like this. Could this potentially get 7 years? It's possible, but I am not holding my breath to that. And again, with the battery being in its condition that it's in and the hassle that would be involved in trying to send it in for repair, it just doesn't make that much sense to me to continue using this device for much longer. Now, I will continue to be using this for the first half of 2025 because it's still not that big of enough of a problem. But again, with the iOS 18 Apple Intelligence BS that they insist everything has to have, iOS 18 has continued to be buggy for me even after multiple software updates. They have not chosen to give it the love that it deserves, and as a result, about time that I retire this device for realsies this time. It felt a little early when I did the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and that's still how I managed.
Now, you know what? Let's do the... Where's that screenshot? Is it at the bottom? Yep. Right here. Then I need this. Come here.
This time. It felt a little early when I did the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and that's still how I managed to justify to continue to use this throughout 2023 and 2024. But dude, we've now reached the life cycle support when it comes to Resport. Life cycle support when it comes to iOS updates, and I do care about having up-to-date software.
I can punch in here. Why not?
software for a multitude of reasons.
Yep, weird sound.
A
Why
multitude.
do I make these weird sounds?
Up-to-date software for a multitude of reasons. Even if it comes at the cost of dealing with a buggy mess that when Apple does, even if it comes at a multitude of reasons. Even if it comes at the cost of dealing with a buggy mess when Apple decides to not care for whatever reason. That, and there's a few other qualities that I'd like to gain with a new iPhone. Like, for example, the studio quality mics, while
Get rid of some of these.
the studio quality mics, while no, I do not believe that the studio quality mics in the latest iPhone are actually that studio quality. There's a bunch of features on that device, mic audio related, that I device audio related that I do care about. No, I don't care about the camera control button or the Apple BS features. However, I am really digging that Desert Titanium. It's just, oh, it looks so good. That, and we got really digging that. However, I am really digging that Desert Titanium. It's just, oh, it looks so good. That, and we got another display size increase, which actually, considering the landscape of smartphone displays on the market, kind of being honest here, this is kind of starting to feel a tad small in the screen real estate department. And no, it's not because of the notch. In fact, actually, still, this is my favorite notch of all. Yes, the original notch is still the notch I prefer to have on my device. I don't like...
Yeah, I'll punch it again. Sometimes I don't know if I'm doing it too much or not enough, but I feel like it's
notch
necessary.
is still the notch I prefer to have on my device. I don't like the iPhone 13's notch. I don't like the stupid dynamic island hole punch cutout. Okay, yeah, the animations, that stuff is cool, but I just don't like the fact that it's a cutout like that because it's painfully obvious space that we're losing. Because you can tell. They can push the thing further out of the way from your content. It's just, it's infuriating.
You know, I'm gonna do it again. Why not? Just why not? Spruce it up a tad. Make it interesting to watch.
Your content is just, it's infuriating. So, well, yeah, there's a lot of features about the latest iPhones that I don't really care about. Like, still, I'm not a fan of the design, though I'm hearing that supposedly they're finally changing the layout for the Pro series on the 17 lineup this year. Not confirmed. Always, we gotta take these rumors with a grain of salt, and that is exactly what I am doing. Depending on how disappointed I am with the 17 series this year, I might end up going 16, though. Yes, that probably means this device is officially going to go into retirement as the software is too bloated to the point where the hardware of this device just can't keep up. And if you're thinking, well, why not just switch to the 13 Pro Max then, because that's a device that I already have, sadly, the hardware on that device has not...
Let's go back to my B-roll clip of it. Scroll to the top, please. Is this the new clip? Yeah, this is it.
sadly, the hardware on that device has not been wearing nicely. For example, the charge port doesn't work on it anymore. The only way I can charge the device is via wireless charging, and the only way I can get data on and off of it is through wireless transfer methods. Because yeah, the charge port on it is dead. In fact, I'm actually kind of considering trading that device in because, well, again, if the charge port on it isn't working, then what good does it have for me? Because I can't
Another breath. I gotta get out of there.
because I can't always use MagSafe. I mean, sure, I do prefer using MagSafe and wireless charging altogether, just so I don't have to deal with cables hanging out all over the place all the time. But in situations where I want to capture like driving footage, it's just not convenient to use wireless charging, especially when I have my phone mounted up in a tripod. And so, yeah, there are situations where I still need to use a physical cable, and that wouldn't allow me to do it. So at least that would allow me to continue to shoot driving footage for you guys. But yeah, there's many reasons why I'd probably be upgrading, and yeah, don't get me wrong.
Keep hearing things, but I don't know what.
There's many reasons why I'd probably be upgrading, and yeah, don't get me wrong, this device has had a really good run, and this is...
I heard it again.
I'd probably be upgrading.
Oh, so it's in the video. Okay, I keep hearing some weird noise around here.
Yeah, there's many reasons why I'd probably be upgrading, and yeah, don't get me wrong, this device has had a really good run, and this is still ultimately my top favorite Apple device ever. Well, okay, Apple's made a few other devices that I've been absolutely loving a lot more than my iPhone, like my MacBook Pro, for example. But in terms of my favorite iPhone and my favorite smartphone ever, it still has to be this, and it does sadden me that
I think it's time to finally introduce the sad music. Let me see. Music. Emotional. Okay.
and it does sadden me that I am going to have to retire it this year. But it's had a good life, it's had a good run, and it's still going to continue to have a good run, by the way. Just so you know, I'm not officially upgrading until September. To be this, and it does sadden me that I am going to have to retire it this year. But it's had a good life, it's had a good run, and it's still going to continue to have a good run, by the way. Just so you know, I'm not officially upgrading until September. I was thinking about doing it in August to get it out of the way, but depending on what the deals are like in September, that, and I want to see what Apple has with the 17 Pro series out at the time. I want to make sure that I don't just buy whatever the latest iPhone is a month before a new one comes out, because maybe it does get better. I don't think it will, because they have continued to, because Apple has, I don't think it will, because they, because Apple has continued to disappoint.
Jeez. Stupid stuttering. It just looks
Apple
so
has continued to disappoint me year after year since the iPhone XS Max. So I'm leaving this upgrade window sometime in September. I don't know if I'm pre-ordering in September. I don't know if I'm pre-ordering a 17 series or not. I don't know if I'm just going to stick with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Because again, when I bought this iPhone XS Max here, this was when the
screenshot.
Max here. This was when the 11 series was out. In fact, I bought this during the summer. I bought this during the summer of when the 11 series was out. I am not afraid to buy an older generation iPhone purely because I've done it in the past. I've done it in the past, and clearly, despite that I bought this, despite that there was a newer iPhone out at the time, this has held up extremely well. And I have been very pleased with the experience. So I'm not afraid to buy the 16 Pro Max if the 17 Pro Max is out at the time. But at this point, it's had a good run, and I'm going to be a little sad. At this point, it's had a good run, and I'm gonna be a little sad the day that I officially have to pop out the SIM card for the last time, because I love this phone. I love this phone. I just wish, and I love this phone, and I just wish Apple would bring back a lot of the design characteristics of this phone. Be it the notch, be it the clean camera design here, 3D touch. There are so many things about this phone that Apple got right, and it has pained me time and time, year after year. Every single iPhone that has come out after this, they have failed to impress. They have failed to impress me every single time. I even tried the 13 Pro Max. I still have that, and that's what I'm recording.
That's not right. There we go.
I'm recording this video with here. I tried it for 6 months. It didn't work out. And as a result, I put my SIM card back into this. But now, well, sadly, all good things eventually must come to an end. And I believe that this thing has run its course, and it has served me very well for the past 4-ish years. Because again, I bought this later in, because again, I bought this later half after it came out, a year and a half. Again, I bought this years, because again, I bought this like a year and a half after it came out. It served me very well for the past 4 years, and I'm gonna be sad when I eventually have to pop it out. But so, am I going to recommend? No. So, am I going to recommend this device for any of you to use? I don't think so. And again, it's because I care about software support, and I'm assuming that you guys should as well. It's probably not worth buying this phone anymore because we're at the average software support lifespan. Just don't do it, no matter how amazing this device is. It's just time. You had a good run, iPhone XS Max. You had a very good run, and it's a shame that Apple will not do anything to copy a lot of what made you an awesome device. So that's my story with the iPhone XS Max. I'm going to continue to use it until September, and that's probably when I'm going to be popping out the SIM card for the final time. And that's it. I'm just rambling at this point. Thank you for watching. Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. My name is Alpha Wolf. Random Alpha, signing out.
Okay. Turn you up here.
Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. My name is Alpha Wolf. Random Alpha, signing out.
And that's the end of that video. So, yeah, I don't think I have too much more else to say. Just, I don't know, rewatching that kind of got me a little emotional again about this device, because, yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but this really is my favorite smartphone, and like I've mentioned throughout that video, I'm still a tech enthusiast at heart, and Apple has just failed to impress me time and time again. When the 11 series came out, the 12, the 13, 14, 15s, and 16s. None of them, to me, are better than this phone. And even though, yeah, they have some features that I want, like USB-C, for example. I should have put that in the video, but this is what happens when you ramble, I guess. Just, yeah, it's kind of sad for me that I'm gonna have to say goodbye to this again, and the likelihood of me saying hello to it again is not likely. So, there is that saying, all good things must come to an end. Just like this recording. So, let's see, what time is it? It is 12:50 a.m. and I've been recording for just over 2 hours. This is how long it takes me to make a video like this. And again, I kind of spruced it up extra because why not? But yep, that's the process of me making a gadgets video. I'd like to do this more often. Maybe. And again, I prefer to do it in the form of a live stream, but can't always do that, so maybe someday. Alrighty, thank you for watching. Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. My name is Alpha Wolf, Random Alpha, signing out.